All right, hi, welcome everybody to another edition of Supervisor Spotlight. I've got a couple of guests with me today from the Clinton Township Kiwanis Club, Carrie and Lori. What inspired you guys to get involved in Kiwanis?
So I used to work at the YMCA, and they made me join Kiwanis. And it was the best thing that ever happened because I have been involved for 24 years now in Kiwanis, and I have served in pretty much all the roles. I ran the college program for the Michigan for 12 years. I've been president of our Kiwanis Club, board of directors, lieutenant governor multiple times. So I think just my passion for serving our community and just watching the kids just, learn how to serve and fellowship and leadership. So that's the key.
Carrie, what about you?
I've been in the club about 11 years, and I was reached a point when my kids were a little older, and I just decided it was time to give back. I've been involved in fundraising for Michigan Special Olympics for about 35 years. I joined Kiwanis, and it opened up a whole lot of doors and opportunities that I wouldn't have had. And, it's one of the best parts of my week is going every Wednesday morning and, having breakfast with a bunch of like-minded people and giving back to the community.
So Wednesday morning breakfast, where's that at?
The pantry on Hall Road over by Morley Candy, just east of Groesbeck.
They make a great breakfast there.
Oh, breakfast is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Breakfast.
So if people have an interest and they want to get a feel for it, they could just stop by on a Wednesday?
Just show up, have breakfast on us, see what we're all about.
Oh, I don't know. Now you're going to get a lot of people having breakfast on you.
That's fine. That's good.
That's okay. And, we need a lot of people to run our organization. We have people that come to meetings. We have people that write checks when we do events. We have people that do service projects. Mm-hmm. We need all of those to be successful because we are a very active club, that likes to serve the community. So we need all of those things.
Okay. So, Lori, sounds like you were in the nonprofit world. And so when you're in the nonprofit world, you really need to, have a strong network of people to help support the efforts of the YMCA, but also to get involved in community events and know what's going on and make sure that your organization had a presence. So it was a nice symmetry, right?
Yes, it was.
It kind of worked well together. And Carrie, you were working for a school, working for some of the elected leaders, and it was a good sort of opportunity for you to network as well.
It definitely was. Like I said, it opened up a lot of doors for me. And, my passions have always been serving children. And then another one of my passions was veterans and military because, my philosophy was always the kids are our future, but the veterans and the military personnel are the ones that paved the way for them to have that future.
Well, coming off of Memorial Day, that's a perfect message. Yeah. All right, let's talk about some of the initiatives that Kiwanis supports. So I was very active in the Inclusive Playground. I know you guys were big supporters of that. Mm-hmm. But there's a ton of things. And quite frankly, it's almost a given that, we have something really big going on in the township. We know Kiwanis is going to be a part of it. Right. But so I can't even remember all of the things that you guys have done. But what are you guys most proud of? Like, personally, I was a part of this and we did it and it was a great initiative.
So today we had our first scholarship breakfast. So our club gives $27,000 this year to students in Chippewa Valley high schools and International Academy. And they are students that were in our Key Club program, which is our high school led organization. And they have to be part of it for 4 years and part of a leadership program. So today we gave away $9,000 to students at International Academy. And then next week it's Chippewa Valley and then Dakota. So
Wow.
that I'm most proud. It's the best meetings that we can, attend and to show our appreciation for the students that did help us with a lot of our service our service projects as well.
So you're trying to reach these community members when they're young.
Oh, yeah.
Through the key clubs in the schools.
And we start
and
in
then
elementary.
support them,
Yep.
and then hopefully they're going to figure out how they can be good community members going forward.
Yes. Yep.
Okay,
Kiwanis
Carrie.
starts in elementary school, then middle school, and then high school and college.
Love
So we
that.
have programs at all levels.
Probably speaks to the sustainability of the Kiwanis as a service organization in the communities where they are active.
You would hope so, yes.
Okay.
We want all the key clubbers to join our club.
Okay. All right, Carrie.
I don't have one specific, but I love that we were able to get the inclusive playground built. I love that we were able to help Maryland and Challenger baseball with the completion of the second field. Like I said earlier, one of my passions has been helping Special Olympics for a long time. And one of the other things I'm very proud of, just last year, we took over leading Wreaths Across America at Resurrection Cemetery. And it's the second largest event behind Holly National Cemetery, just because of number of wreaths placed on graves. And very proud that we were able to jump in and take that over.
Wow. That's great. I have a connection to the Holly Cemetery. My wife grew up in Holly, and her grandfather's actually buried there. So I know that it's a big military thing. So we're second in the state to the Holly Cemetery.
Yeah.
Resurrection.
That's awesome.
And Resurrection, they do a great job supporting us.
Absolutely.
Well, and they do a great job for Memorial Day and Patriot Day, and they built that great space
Veterans Day.
To have and Veterans Day to have those events and services to honor the same group of folks that you talked about, the military veterans.
And Resurrection Cemetery is also a member of our club. They have a corporate membership.
That's awesome. Okay. So you guys are coming to the board coming up pretty soon here. Because you're making a contribution to our day camp program?
Correct.
Okay. So tell us about that. How was that connection made?
Shannon King, one of our
trustees?
Yep. He approached me and said, "Hey, we've got this going on. There's a need to help youth in the community attend the summer camp program." And I said, he sent me a little bit of information, and I said, "That's right up, our alley. That's what our mission is. Why don't you come and talk about it in front of our group, and then we'll talk about it at a board meeting, and if it's something we want to follow through on, that we'll commit to it." So he came out probably 3-4 weeks ago. We had a board meeting last week, and our club voted to support 20 students, and I think it's a 6-week program, and the parents pay, I think is it $75? I believe it's $75.
So here's the thing. Before I was ever even elected to anything at the township, I think I was in another level of government, but day camp is the best thing going. It is the best deal out there for families. If you think about daycare cost and the cost of day camp, it was a tremendous bargain, and it freed my wife up, who wasn't working full time but going to school at the time when we had young kids, to invest her time in getting her, studying or working on papers or, those things freed up from the kids. I was working full time, and so the other option would have been daycare. Day camp is a great deal, but the scholarship is just a tremendous level of support, because what it affords is people who couldn't even afford that cost to be able to participate in the program as well.
And what I love about the summer day camp program is it lets, it's good for the family, but it lets kids be kids during the summer, which I think is crucial. And today, when there's a lot of single parent households, a lot of times, because they can't afford the daycare, the oldest sibling is left alone, or if it's an only sibling, they're left alone at home and they're told they can't go outside, you can't do stuff until mom or dad get home.
Yeah.
Let's kids be kids. Our club has been supportive for a number of years. I sit on the board at the Macomb Family YMCA in Mount Clemens. We have supported the day camp program there since I've been on the board.
Nice.
And it's just a great program.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Really
we're
great.
we're
really
happy to
great
do it.
program, day camp, and it's also jobs for a lot of young, teenage kind of home for the summer college kids.
Yeah.
So and it helps them sort of enter the workforce as well. So it's a learning experience and great opportunity for folks all around. Your events, you guys have great events, great fundraisers. Not just the golf outing, which we talked about earlier, but Wild Game Dinner?
Wild Game Dinner.
Wild Game Dinner's your huge event.
Yes.
Very well attended at Fern Hill, usually every January.
Last Friday in January. Yep.
Okay.
Every year.
All right. So talk about that. How did that come about?
Oh, that was before our time.
Yeah, that was before.
It started at we started at Fern Hill, and I think their first year there was 100 people. And they had, the food's always amazing at Fern Hill.
That's why it's still at Fern Hill,
Yeah.
is because Fern Hill does a phenomenal job.
I can't eat like that anymore.
I don't
I used to be able to eat like that, but I cannot do that now.
Yeah, the food's awesome. And I think it just has grown. And what is this, our 32nd, 33rd year or something like that coming up.
33 years of Wild Game Dinners at Fern Hill and Kiwanis raising funds for great initiatives.
And this is our 53rd year as a club, also in Clinton Township. We were probably one of the first community organizations in Clinton Township, but we started back in 1972.
Long-standing
72 or
history.
73, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
All right, let's talk about the wider issue of volunteerism. You guys talked about how you got involved and why you got involved, but I feel like there's a leveling off of people wanting to be involved in civic engagement and, groups. And I don't know if it's a sign of the economy and the new workplace and people are busy, but seen somewhat of a drop off. And, you are maintaining an active group. And how do you do it?
So we do have what we call our satellite meeting, and that's the first Wednesday of every month at 6 p.m. at Fern Hill at Floods. And so this group is basically targeting those working folks that can't come to our 7:30 in the morning meeting. It also is bringing the younger generation that they can come, they can have dinner, they can have a few drinks, whatever they want, and we can talk and
serve the community.
And basically, the satellite group is our worker bees. They're the group that really, really loves to do service. They're out doing the roadside cleanup right out here. They love to do service. So that's our main focus is for the satellite group. We're out doing service projects. They help with fundraisers. And there's a core group. A lot of husband and wives are in that satellite group, which is really awesome. So they're making friends. They're just doing all kinds of good stuff in their community. And they feel good. We only meet once a month. So we try to do a service project in that month as well.
Okay, so Wednesday breakfast at the pantry, but then once a month at Floods.
The first Wednesday of the month.
First Wednesday of the month at
6
Floods
p.m.
at 6 p.m.
Yep.
And so these are great ways that folks can reach out if they like what they're hearing, if they like the initiatives and the types of things that Kiwanis supports, and if you're looking for the fellowship, right?
Yeah,
if you're looking
absolutely.
for a great group of community-minded people that like being active, Kiwanis is a great opportunity.
We have a lot of fun. We serve the community, but everybody gets along. Everybody likes each other. Everybody gives each other a hard time, playfully. But we just love giving back to our community.
That's good.
That's really what it's all about, and that's one of the reasons we're successful. I credit the Satellite Club because if you're a teacher, you can't attend meetings. You know, except maybe during the summer. So the Satellite Club gives those people an opportunity to be involved. And if you join our club, you don't have to come every week. You don't have to come every month. You come, you know, when you can. It might be one time a month. It might be twice a month. It might be every other month for the Satellite Club. You come when you can make it, and you can still be involved in the community events and other service projects that we do throughout the community.
Love it. Thank you for all of the things
Thank
Kiwanis
you.
does in our community. And thank you for kind of paving the way for activism and community commitment.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you
For
Paul.
a
Happy
long-standing
to do it.
history
Happy to do it.
as well. Thank you, Carrie.
you.
Thank you, Lori.
Yes.
Appreciate it. For Supervisor Spotlight, Paul Gillaham here with the Kiwanis Club, and great opportunities to get involved.